Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to the Missy Money channel. I'm Missy, I'm a mom of three and the owner of Missy Money, a small business that specializes in minimalist and aesthetic cash stuffing essentials to help inspire and motivate you on your personal finance journey. Today I'm going to be doing a cash condensing of my sinking funds and savings challenges. Stay tuned. All right, guys, I'm super excited for this condensing. If you've been watching my past few videos, you know that I need it pretty badly. So this is my starting cash. I got $1,500 out from the bank. We'll just give it a quick count, make sure that's what we've got. So 100, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, 100, 2, 3, 4, 5. So $1,500, which is what I expected. And I will go ahead and pop that into my cash tray here. That will be our starting cash. So I'll just want to make sure that I am reconciling for that at the end of the video as I'm doing my cash count. And that will need to go back into the bank since I'm just kind of borrowing it for condensing. So I'm actually going to start, I think, with savings challenges. Most savings challenges I actually do not condense. So my 52-week savings challenge, my mini, and my 12-month savings challenge, I don't condense and I don't put anything into the bank because for those challenges, I just really like the satisfaction at the end of the calendar year of being able to count everything up and see how much I saved. But because my holiday savings challenge is a rolling savings challenge, meaning I'm kind of saving for those holidays as they come and then kind of have it on a rolling basis, I will go ahead and condense up my holiday savings challenge. And then the other one I do typically condense is my magical vacation savings challenge because that's a one-time savings challenge for our vacation. And I also need to pay deposits along the way. So that's another one that I do condense and put into the bank when I've got enough to put into the bank with a placeholder. So I will start with my holiday savings challenge. And I think that will just kind of go through in order and condense in order. So starting with Easter, it looks like we'll have 5 times 25, 125, I think. So let's just get this organized and then we can go ahead and condense it down. So we've got 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yep, so 125. So I'm going to go ahead and I will pop that in here. And I'm going to keep a 5, actually grab a 20 back, and then do a, whoops, oh my goodness, a little crazy. And then do a 100. So I've got 125 in for Easter, which is a good condensing there. Mother's Day, I've got, I can condense down the 10 and the 2 5s to a 20. So we will go ahead and do that. All right, Father's Day is already a 50, so nothing we can do there. Cookout is already a 10, so nothing we can do with that one. I know already there's nothing we can do for 4th of July because it's just $2. Celebrate. Let's see if there's anything we can do with this one. So all right, so celebrate. We have got 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 105. So I am going to swap these 20s and 10s out for a 100, which is awesome. That'll clean that up pretty well. All right, let's do Halloween next. So Halloween, let's see here what we've got. Okay, so Halloween, we've got 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, 130. So I'm going to keep a 20 and a 10. And then I'll pop everything else into the cash tray and swap it out for a 100. Perfect. Oops. Keep the tracker in front here. All right, Thanksgiving, I think can also be condensed. So Thanksgiving, well, I think the 5s will be able to be condensed. So I've got 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. So we will do a 50, a 20, and a 10, and then put all of these 5s over here. Yep, that's right. All right, that is it for Thanksgiving. And then Christmas, we will be able to do a lot here. So let's see, we'll probably be able to put a placeholder in. So got that, a boatload of 20s here, and then some 10s. So let's go ahead and give this one a count. So we've got 100, 200, 300, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500. I'm going to put this to the side because we can do a placeholder with that. 20, 40, 60, 80, 600, 20, 40, 60, 80, 700, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 800. So we've got $800 total. So I am actually going to take $300, and then the rest of this I will make sure is $500, then we'll swap with a placeholder. So 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, oh, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. Yep, okay, that's right. So we'll put all the 20s into the tray here. And then let me grab a $500 placeholder. All right, so we've got that for Christmas. And I'm just gonna mark a note to myself on that placeholder here to the side. So as we're doing the count at the end, we know we need to account for that. And that is awesome. It means that we've got $500 that we'll have in the bank and ready to go for Christmas. So I don't have anything in that one. I think the rest of these are empty. So that is it for the Holiday Savings Challenge. All right, next let's go ahead and get this Magical Vacation Savings Challenge condensed. I know that this is one that definitely could use it. So starting with airfare. Airfare doesn't have any cash because I finished that one out. So we're good on that. Packing, I am not sure if there's, nope, just $30, so nothing we can do on that one. Some of these smaller ones I haven't touched, so I don't know if there will be a ton to do there. I don't think, yep, 25 on that one, so nothing we can do. Accommodations, I know for sure I can get condensed down. So we've got a $500 placeholder. I'm not going to touch that, but we've got 51. Oh, I need to organize this first. Sorry, guys. My condensed sinking funds, all the money's already in order, but when I contribute to saving challenges, I don't like put it in order as I contribute, so I always need to organize it first. All right, let's see what we've got in cash here. So 50, 100, 50, 170, 190, 210, 220, 230, 235, 240, 245, 250, which is awesome. Okay, so we are gonna keep the 50. We'll pop the rest of this into the cash tray and then get to $100 to put in there. Perfect. So we have now got 700 with the placeholder. We've got $750 saved total for accommodations, which is awesome. And that is great. Transportation, I think, just has, yep, 25, so nothing we can do there. Let's see if there's anything we can do for food and drinks. Well, maybe. So we've got 100, 20, 2 10s, and a 5. So 20, 30, 40, 45, 50. So we will go ahead and swap that out for 50. Which is great. Tickets, I know I'll be able to condense as well. This is one I've been building up. So let's first get this, let's learn from our mistakes and get this organized first. I've got a lot of bills in this one. All fives there. All right. So give this a count. I might be able to use a placeholder. Let's see. So we've got 100, 200, 300, 350, 370, 390, 410, 430, 450, 460, 470, 480, 485, 90, 95, 500, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So 540 is how much we've got total. So I am going to go ahead, I'll keep the $20 and then we'll swap all of this for a $500 placeholder. So 350, some 20s, some 10s, and I think the rest are all 5s here. We've got a lot of 5s. All right, so that is it. Let me grab another $500 placeholder here. So we've got that. And then again, I'm just going to make a note to myself on the side here. That means I'll have $500 in the bank for our tickets, which is awesome. All right, entertainment. I think I'll be able to condense down to a 50. So let's go ahead and do that. Activities, I think is already, yep, as condensed as it can be. Spending's already at 20, so nothing we can do there. I think that's the same with souvenirs. Emergency, I think we will be able to condense down. So I've got $50. I'm just going to swap that for a 50. A little bit better. All right, pet care. You will be able to swap for a 20. Which is great. And then miscellaneous, I think, is a 10. And other, I know, is just for $100 bills. It's $400. So I know that there's nothing we can do there yet. So that is it for the Magical Vacation Savings Challenge. Next is going to be seeking funds, and I will attempt to condense each of these. So for these, we will just go ahead and go in order. So insurance has 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So 335. So I'm going to go ahead and do a 5, 10, I'll keep a 20. So that's 35, and then I'll do 100, 200, 300. So put all of these 20s into the tray here. And then all of the 5s into the tray as well. Perfect. And then we've got 335 back into insurance. All right, home is another one I know for sure I can condense. So let's see what we've got. 100, 200, 300, 350, 370, 390, 410, 430, 470. Guys, I'm so sorry. 100, 200, 300, 350, 370, 390, 410, 430, 450, 470, 490, 510, 530, 550, 570, 590, 610, 615. So I'm going to keep the 5, 15. That'll be 115, and then all of this I'm actually going to swap out for another $500 placeholder. So all of the 20s here. And then let me grab a $500 placeholder. All right, so still 615, but a lot more condensed here. All right, car. Oh, hold on. I need to mark that placeholder down just so I remind myself of where it went. Car has 100, 200, 50, 270, 290, 310, 330, 350, 370, 390, 410, 430, 440, 450, 455, 460, 465. So I am going to keep 50, a 10, and a 5 for the 65. Then I'll keep 2 and give 2. So that'll be 465, and the rest of this we will pop into the cash tray. I did need a condensing bad, man. My tray's almost full already. All right, so let's make sure it's 465. 1, 2, 3, 4, 50, 65. Perfect. All right, next subscriptions. Let's see what we've got. So we've got 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, 190, 200, 10, 20, 25, 30. So 230. So I'm going to keep a 10 and a 20 and then swap all the rest of this out for 2 $100 bills. All right, so 230 back into subscriptions. All right, annual passes. So annual passes has 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 200 exactly. Awesome. So I am going to swap all of that out here. Sorry if you guys hear Callie in the background. It is right around nap time, so she might put up a little bit of a fight here. All right, so $200 into annual passes, which is awesome. And then birthdays, let's see what we've got. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20. Oh boy, let's make sure this is right. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 45, 50. So 250. So I am going to swap all of this out. Condense that down to $250. This is much better. Kindness Projects has 50, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55. So 155. So I'll keep the 5 of 50 and then we'll swap the rest of this out for a 100. All right, and then clothing only has $40. Nothing I can do there. So that is it for my long-term sinking funds. That is so much better. This is so much thinner and laying so much nicer now. All right, and then last up here is my short-term sinking funds. So let's go ahead and get these condensed as well. So shopping has 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 15. So I'm just going to take this here. We will go ahead and get that condensed down. I think, well, I'll just do 100. I was going to say I was going to give myself 250s, but decided against it. So that is shopping date night. I don't think there's a ton I can do, but we'll see. So 10, 20, 25, 30, 35. So we'll just swap this out for a 20. Building that one back up for sure. Family Fun. So Family Fun has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 5, 10. So 110. So I'm going to keep a 10. And then I will put the rest of this over here. So that'll be great. And then grab a 100. All right, Beauty and Grooming has 50, 70, 90, 110. I think I am going to swap all of that out and grab a 100 and a 10 for that. Self-care has 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 200, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So 240. I'm going to keep $40 in 20s. I will keep the 100 and then I'll add a $100 to that. And we will pop the rest of that over here. It's getting a little cramped in there. All right. So 240 in self-care. Lola and Luna. So let's see what we can do here. 100, 200, 300, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. So $565. So I'm going to keep, I'm going to keep a 5 and then we'll need a 10 and a 50 to make 65. And we'll put the rest of this into the cash tray and pop a $500 placeholder in for them. Let me grab that. All right, so they have got $565. And then I'm just gonna mark down that placeholder so I don't forget. Perfect. And then for gifts, I don't think that there's anything I can do. There's not. School, let's see what we've got. So we've got 50, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250, 270, 290, 310, 330. So I'm going to keep a 20. We'll add the 10 here. Then I'm going to go $1, $2, $300. All right. I'll pop the rest of this back. All 20s. Okay. All right, guys, last one. So we've got Oops. Oops has 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. So I'm going to keep the 50 and then I'll just do 2 20s for that. We will exchange the 5s and the 10s. All right, and put 90 back into Oops. And that is it. Again, so much better, so much flatter for that binder. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start the process of this cash count and reconciliation. So I should have $3,500 in this cash tray. $1,500 of that was my starting cash. And then I also had 4 $500 placeholders, one in my Christmas holiday savings challenge, one in my tickets savings challenge and the magical vacation savings challenge, and then a $500 placeholder that went into my home sinking fund and a $500 placeholder into Lola and Luna's sinking fund. So that adds up to $3,500 total. So I am going to go ahead and I will pull this all out here and we will go ahead and give it a count. Hopefully it is what we expect if I did it the right way here. It is a big stack, but we will see if it nets out that way. So let's go ahead and give this a count. I will do this in $1,000 increments and then pop them into the cash tray in piles of 1,000 just to keep it easy. So actually I'm gonna separate this out into 2 piles. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So 100, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87, 20, 40, 60, 88, 20, 40, 60, 89, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1,000. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87, 20, 40, 60, 88, 20, 40, 60, 89, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1000. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 96, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 97, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 98, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 99, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1000. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 91, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 200, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 300, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 400, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 500. So $3,500, which is what we expected to have. That will be going back to the bank. Again, $1,500 of that in starting cash, and then $2,000 in placeholders, which is awesome. So if you're new to my channel or new to cash stuffing or cash condensing, hopefully that was interesting for you. If you've got any questions or comments, feel free to drop them below in the video, or if you've got more specific questions on cash condensing, I'll go ahead and link my complete guide to cash stuffing video in the comments, and you can check that out. It kind of goes into cash condensing in more detail, but like I said, hopefully this was helpful or interesting for you. For those of you that are on your own personal finance journey, as always, I do wish you a simple budget, a calm mind, and a happy life. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.